That's it there. Yeah, perfect. Today on the Tim Marner podcast show, we've got the Marner Massive paddle coach Jorge Beltran from Just Paddle in Bolton. When did you move? Where are you from originally?
So I was born in Colombia,
But
I grew up in Spain. My parents moved to Spain when I was a kid, I don't know, like 5-6 year old, and then I grew up there all the way until I was 21, and then we moved to the UK with my wife. Well,
what did you want to do when you were little Jorge? What did he want to do?
Funny enough, I always fancied to be like a firefighter, but then as I grow up, obviously I'm a little bit vertically challenged, and in Spain there's quite a strict things to get into, and one of them is like you have to be like 175 centimeters to get into the academies. So obviously I'm quite far down from that. And then I studied a lot of different things, but that's what I wanted to do.
And then when did you start playing paddle? How long ago was that?
Many years ago. So I started playing when I was about 11.
People don't realise how long it's been around, do they? Because the UK's gone massive and they've got all
Yes.
these new things arise, but it's been around for ages.
Yeah. Funny enough, I was talking with another coach last week or 2 weeks ago, and he had a chat with a chap from London who was the first owner of a paddle club in the UK. And we didn't know this either, but apparently the first club was in like 2012.
Right, wow.
In London, close to, where the banking area is, Canary-Wharf, on that area. And he only lasted for like 3 or 4 years, something like that. And then someone else took over and ended up they bought the land and they took it off. But back then, it was there. But obviously, financially, it was really tough to make it grow. But then you're right,
Why has it boomed? What's the reason for it?
I think we are on a time now where there is a lot more people with money that are willing to invest heavily, and they discover the sport either on holidays or friends or whatever in Spain, and they say, oh, this is nice. And then when clubs started popping in the UK, they saw a really good opportunity to invest into it. And obviously it's really profitable if you do it right. So now all these millionaires or people that have money, they really investing into and making it grow. So I think that's the main reason, there is more people with money that are willing to invest on it.
I think after COVID and stuff like that and moving forward, I think people are taking their health a lot more seriously as well, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can see people going to paddle instead of going to nights out and playing paddle and having drinks with their friends. The biggest thing for me, mate, is the social aspect of it. It's incredible, isn't it? From some of the people come down to the social, ladies at 70, down to playing with kids at early 20. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. And this is to me, that's the beauty of paddle, and this is something from us at the club and myself personally. I wanted to make the sport as inclusive as possible. I want everyone to take part. And the beauty of it is people like yourself, people like myself, they're quite active, we're quite fit. We can dial it down a little bit and everyone on court is still having time. One of my clients, she's about 75. And yes, she's maybe not as mobile, but she's enjoying herself to the full amount. She's going to the court and runs and get there and get his volleys and is using the back glass. She asked me for some gym routines, exercise, so she can get a bit quick and all that. I'm like, you're 75, that kind of wild spirit of I want to get better, I want to beat these young people. That's crazy. And to me, that's everything. Make sure everyone has the opportunity to come in and enjoy themselves.
Can you remember the point where you thought to yourself, I want to become a coach? Can you remember that?
Actually, that only came recently, 2-3 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, because as I grew up, I always enjoyed playing and going with my friends. But we had a small academy on the town where I grew up. But I never actually thought or saw myself as in good. But even now, I don't consider myself I'm good enough for things or to
But
teach
you're
people.
like that though, mate, aren't you? Because you are quite humble and quite, what's it?
Well, this is like.
But
I don't
anybody
know.
else talks behind your back, I'm like, fucking, I'm not playing Jorge.
But and this is what shocked me. Like, for example, like a lot of the times I'm feel like kind of like an imposter syndrome. Like,
Yeah.
who am I to like coach someone and teach someone? And all I try to do is like share my passion and the love for the sport, and then share the knowledge that I got. And to me, that's enough. If I can make a living out of that and people are happy, then I'm happy with it.
Why did you move from Spain over to like
Oh,
England
that's a
then?
long story, that.
Is it?
So basically, we moved in, well, I moved in 2014. My girlfriend, wife now, at the time, Esperanza.
Yeah,
Do you
shout
have
out
met
to
her?
Esperanza, yeah.
Yeah.
Love Esperanza.
She came to improve her English because at the time, there was little to none opportunities for young people in Spain. Like, it was a really tough time. She's obviously, she's a teacher.
Right.
She did her degree in all these. And at the time, she had no opportunities. So she came to work as an au pair to improve her English, like learn the language, see different culture, and basically the experience of living in a different country. I came on holidays, so she came on the summer of 2013. I came about for like September time for like a week or so. I quite enjoy it, but obviously I had my job, I have my family. At the time, well, life happens and I had to take care of my mom and my little brother because my parents split up. So I had a lot of responsibilities there. So went back to work, and then about December time, I was told that I was going to be made redundant from a company.
What were you doing at the time?
I used to work in a fish factory.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the town where we're from, Santoña, in the north of Spain, is a fishing town. Like, anchovies are really famous from our town. So I used to do like bonito, kind of like a tuna, all frozen fishes and all that kind of stuff, like cutting them, degutting and all that stuff. And then obviously at that time, I was paying my rent and all these. I thought, well, I need to do something. And we were lucky enough that the family that my missus was working with, they said, well, come over. And right now, they're probably one of our best friends in the UK. Yeah, we had a really lovely relationship with them, and we always will be really grateful for the opportunity that they give us, because Simon said to me, like, well, just come over. He used to work for a valeting company. So like, just come over, we'll get you some work to start with and just help you out as much as we can. And
What year was that?
That was 2014.
Was it?
Yeah, and believe it or not, when I first moved to the UK, I couldn't speak. I could understand a lot of things, but speaking wise, I knew like hi, bye, colours, numbers, and that was it. So my first year here was so tough, because obviously people were talking 24/7 in English, and I just struggled to communicate. But then obviously when you are in that situation, you're forced to get better, to improve, and still having to learn a lot, but I can say now that I can speak English.
So you did the car valeting for a bit?
Yeah, so
How long did you do that for?
I did about maybe 2 to 3 years, I will say. Move around different dealerships with this company, and I was at Porsche Bolton working there, and I moved to a body shop in Little Hulton called Rod and Race. Big shout out to them. And I worked as a valeter for a few months, and then I transitioned from valeter to a mechanic, and then started working as a mechanic, started doing all my qualifications, went to Volkswagen, Porsche, Mercedes. So I've got a lot of background on mechanics and repair. Got to a point where I was my title was an MET technician, so mechanical, electrical and trim. And through Porsche, I got to be a HVT technician, which is like one of the highest level for electric vehicles. So I used to work a lot on electric vehicles, like repairing them, trying to get batteries out, coolant system, because they're quite complex. And I did that for about 10 years. yeah, about 10 years.
Are you playing paddling this time? Is there anything?
A little bit. So not through probably 10 years. I only played when I was on holidays to my hometown and things like that, and tried to squeeze as much as possible. But because there was nothing here, I couldn't. But then probably like, I think like 2020 or 2021, or just after COVID, the first few clubs are starting to appear on the northwest. So I used to drive from Chorley all the way to Alderley Park or to Wimslow, to Huddersfield, just to get some games in. And then I started developing that. And then I can't remember the year, but they opened some courts in Preston on a leisure centre called Westview. The outdoor courts, they call instant paddle. So it's like pop-up courts. They're not great quality, but to introduce the people to there, it's great. So I started playing a bit there. And then through that, I got in contact with Game for Paddle and the group We Do Tennis. And then with them, I started doing some coaching on the afternoons at that centre with a chap called Jack, who was the coach there at the time. And then he moved abroad, well, not abroad, but yeah, actually moved abroad, went to the US to do his pilot license, and I got in charge to do the academy there and run the beginners and socials and whatever we wanted to do. And then later...
You just fell into that?
Yeah, pretty much. I just, as in like, love the games. Like, well, I want to do this because I want to get people to know the sport and hopefully to love it as much as I do. And then Just Paddle came across. They opened in Preston, probably like over a year ago. I'm not sure of the days either. And then I started with them doing this again some afternoons and all these. And then we click quite well, we connect quite well, and then they wanted to develop more clubs and they want to expand quite a lot more. And then I became the head coach or the lead coach for the group. Then
well, still doing your car?
Yes, I was doing a full-time job as a mechanic,
right,
and part-time afternoons and weekends do paddle. So it was quite busy, but I was kind of like taunting the idea of like, right, can I go full-time on these? Is it viable? Because obviously, as a mechanic at the time, I was making a pretty good money.
Yeah.
I changed jobs from Rod and Race to another place in Manchester that offered me a lot more flexibility. So early starts, early finish, no weekends at all. And pretty much said like, listen, this is the opportunity. My mate Bartek, he used to run that shop. So he said to me, listen, I'm happy to have you here. You're a great technician. So if we can have you for 6 months, a year, that's great for us because you've got a lot of experience and you know a lot on the train. So it's great for us. But we know it's not going to be long term because you're looking into develop your paddle career. And it was like that.
Is there any point that you and Esperanza got together and you said to her, look, I think I want to be a paddle coach?
Yes. So when I did my qualifications, I didn't just because obviously I needed something to back it up to like, right, listen, I'm not just a John Doe doing things like no idea what I'm doing. Even though I felt like it, you needed something. So I had to go to Dublin to do my qualifications because I didn't have anything else at the time available to do in the UK. The courses that were like Edinburgh, London, I was busy on those days, so I couldn't really make it. So I ended up going to Dublin, did my qualification, and then I said to her, like, I think I want to develop these to a point where I can do it as a career.
What did she say?
I'm hands down, I need to be open and transparent. This through my whole life, she's always been that rock. Like, she's always held me accountable and keep me afloat on the dark times and the good times. Like, she's always been there and she always supported me with whatever crazy ideas that come to my mind. And believe me, there is a lot of them. And she said, like, yeah, like if you feel like you want to do that as a full-time job and you clearly got the passion and you think like you can sustain yourself and everything that we need, yeah, we'll go for it. And
what day was the thing that you quit the job?
So last year, we go to Spain on holidays pretty much every year for about a month. And I said to my mate Bartek, right, I'm going to go away on holidays, I think it was like July time. No, August. It was August time. So in June, I said, all right, I'm going in August, but I have to tell you now, I don't think I'm going to come back. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, Just Padel, they offered me the opportunity. They opening 2 big clubs, one in Blackpool. I know it's a bit of a trek for me, but I'm going to help out setting that place up. And then they open in Bolton as well, which is where I'm going to be based and all this. So obviously he was really sad, but he understood, and he supported me. And he knew that it was my passion and my dream. So it's like, yeah, it's all good, no worries. So I finished there about mid-July, end of July.
Wow.
Went away on August. And then when I came back, I knew I didn't have a job. I needed to hit the ground running and start working clients, build my hours up and try to make it. I had some savings, but I didn't want to get to a point like, well, my savings are gone, what do I do now? I'm looking off from probably the first couple of weeks, things started clicking. And then obviously I was doing a lot of hours, a lot of mileage, because I needed to go to Preston, Blackpool. Then we started setting up Bolton. But then again, I'm really grateful for Umar and Hassan, who are the owners of Just Padel. They turned around and said, listen, we love what you're doing. We think you're great. Let's sit down and have a chat. And then they said, basically, here is the club. We want you to run it. We want you to make it grow, make it successful. You got the passion and we trust you. Which to me was like, wow. We only know each other for a year or a year and a bit. And for someone to give you a multi-million-pound project and say, here is your baby, just do what you please. It's crazy. That blew my mind. Since day one, I think it shows how I put my body and soul into making it grow and making it a place where everyone feels welcome and wants to keep coming and wants to keep coming back.
Oh yeah, I've seen you at 6 o'clock in the morning, mate, and I've come back later on, you're still there at 8. I'm just like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, it's been some really long days because I wanted to make sure. I don't like this idea of, I'm going to get someone else to do the job and then I'll just collect what is there. I wanted to make sure I build the things that we wanted to build from the ground up, putting the work in. I knew it was going to be long hours, and yes, a lot of days I've been there before 6 a.m. and I'm not leaving until 8, half 8 at night. So they're really long days, but because I'm doing something that I love and I can see the development on the club, the players, people loving it, giving us feedback how much they love the club and how much they love the community that we're creating. It kind of keeps you wanting to push even harder. It is true that I have some weeks where my own body was right, slow down, you're doing too much. I had a lot of nights where we're running on 5-6 hours of sleep and then doing 14, 15, 16 hours the day after. It gets really, really heavy. So I'm having to kind of try to schedule things better to allow my body to recover as well, because that's a really important part as well, because if you don't have a health,
what's the point?
Yeah, you can't do nothing. And now that we have Connor and it's starting to take a bit more hours from me, it's giving me some extra time to right, if I'm finishing at 3 o'clock today, I can go home, chill, send some emails, relax from home, and then get an early night's sleep to get going the day after. Same with the social or the Americanos. Now we've got people like Simon, Robin, people from the community that have been involved from a lot now, and they want to be part of it. So we can, if you don't mind, you do run the social, the ladies socials or the Americanos, and we will sort some games, free games out or whatever. So to me, it's all part of building that community feel, because obviously they feel part of the group, part of the community, and they are. And then obviously it frees us some extra time to try and develop more things, because even that it doesn't look like and people don't see it, there is a lot of work being put on the background to develop new things, to bring new things. There's a couple of things that we're trying to tweak now. Potentially big things coming in the next few months. So quite excited to see what we can develop.
The point scoring system on Platonic, mate. What are your thoughts on the point scoring system?
So
I'm like, right, okay, I've lost a few matches, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a levelling up with Jorge, and I can get my score back up.
Yeah. So to be honest, and I've got mixed feelings. So Platonic is a great platform. Yes, it has its flaws, but I think it has done something for the sport that not anyone or no one else was even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And it's like getting it to a point where like globally people can say, "Ooh, I could be at this range on South Africa, North America, Europe, UK, like everywhere." It's like, right. It is true that the scoring system or the rating system is a little bit tricky because depending on the level of the clubs that you're playing at, your scores are different.
What you're saying there for everybody listening is that a 2.5 in just Padel Bolton to a 2.5 at the Trafford Centre, the Padel Club, is totally different.
Yeah. It probably at the lower levels is somewhere comparable.
Right, okay.
But the moment you start going to like 3.5s, 4s is where you see the biggest difference. Like in Bolton, in Preston, where the community is growing really slowly. Now there is more clubs and you're starting to see more of those high level players. At the back end of last year, I was seeing people that like 4.6, 4.7. So thinking like, these guys are like, they must be really good. Like we should get a game together. But then when I see them around and playing the games, it's like, yeah, that's not a 4.6 or 4.7. Yeah. And what happened is because there is a group of guys that maybe like 8, 10 guys.
They're just playing each other.
Exactly. So the levels, when you lose, you lose, and you win, you win. The levels keep going up and up and up. But the actual level, playing level, is staying the same. And this is where playing with different players at different stages and different levels is so important.
This is your number one advice to people.
Yes, play with as many different people as you can, especially at the beginning. Don't get too focused on like, oh, I'm a 3, I'm losing the game, I'm going to be a 2.5 or 2.6 or 2.8, whatever. That's just a number. That will go up and down. And Platonic also has, like, when you play a competitive match and you put the scores in, he asks the other players, is the level of this player correct, lower or higher?
Yeah.
If a lot of people say, oh, his level should be higher, they will give you like a 0.5 boost on your level.
How many times did they do that?
I've no idea, but it's like it takes so many people to say like, yeah, he's higher in order to get that. And then also you have the option to do, like you mentioned, a leveling session.
How does the leveling session work?
So it's really simple. It's only certified clubs and certified coaches that are allowed to do it. And basically, you go into a session, you play a match with a coach or with a coach.
So there's you and 3 other people?
Yes, basically. And we play a match. I'm not going to try to like show you how bad you are or how good you are. And then on every single session that I run, I said to people, don't try to show me how good you are. Just play your normal games. Play as you would play with your mates. Because when you're trying to show something, 9 out of 10 times you're going to mess it up. And then it's like, unfortunately, I can only give you a score based on what your abilities are on the day.
So you play, 3 sets or something?
You play for an hour, and then you just play a normal game. Maybe
then
not a full
just
set
with your eye, you can tell where that someone's at.
There is things that you need to look for, and obviously you got the scoring 1 to 7. Never met a 7, but normally like 1 to 3s, 1 to 4 is what you get into like the leveling sessions, because obviously the levels are wrong and they wanted to increase it. And then you look like, right, what is their position like? What is their communication like? What's the preparation like? Have they, or do they think of the shots they play in, or they're just hitting the ball over? Tactics.
So you're not looking too much at technique, but you're looking more tactically positioning.
Yes, everything. So you look
at everything. Can they read when
together.
Someone does that? All right, he's going to do a lob.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Kind of like, for example, to me, it's really, really simple. When people come to me and say, like, oh, I'm only a 0.7, but I think that should be like a 2 plus. And then you see them play and they cannot use the back glass. It's like, well, that's a clear tell that you're probably not on the level 2. You need to make sure, like, the basics. You cannot hit the forehand and a backhand consistently. You struggle to keep a rallies longer than 5 or 6 shots. Those are kind of like things that start showing your level. I had a chat the other day where it was like, I think like 1.8 or something like that. And we jump on court. And straight away, like his position, how he positioned himself, how he prepared the racket, how he prepared short and compact on all the shots. He can manipulate the angles, he can play the chiquitas. He really choose the right balls to play the lobs. I think at the end I gave him like a 3.6.
Wow, it was a 1 point, right?
Something like that. And he did everything right. Where he failed was like trying to develop the tactics or trying to make the mistake or the weaknesses of your opponent your advantage.
Yeah.
He read really
I
well.
did that
the
with
grids.
Will this morning.
Oh dear.
I had to get that in.
Fair enough. But yeah, so it's a lot of all those things. And granted, myself, I'm a prime example. Like when I'm having a good day and everything is flowing, like I feel really good with the ball. Is the overheads, everything plays like wow, you're playing really really well. And then the day after you get in and your backhand ball is always to the glass, your overhead is always on the net, and you cannot get the ball going. Those are the days where you learn the most, and you need to like right, okay, refocus. Right, nothing is happening today. Play simple.
Yeah.
Get the ball over. Don't try to go for that winner. Don't try to put too much pressure. Just build the point, get the balls over, down the middle, over the net. That's all it matters. At the end of the day, in paddle wins whoever gets the ball over the net one more time. Simple as that.
When I watched you in that tournament, like it was like you were dancing at times. Just like you just play so soft, mate, and so don't you left. I have to tell you, mate, it was such a proud moment seeing you win that tournament. You know?
Thank
Because
you.
I was sat with Esperanza, like, and me and her cheering it on, and it was like, that's my fucking coach. That, and I know I know you're not going to like that because you don't like compliments, right? But honestly, mate, it was like I felt really proud watching you win.
I appreciate it.
It was brilliant, mate.
I appreciate it. And this is something for me, for example, and we work on this morning, like power is not everything. Yes, there is a play and a time where you need that power to finish the points or to create an opportunity. But 9 out of 10 times you want that control. You want to be able to place the ball where you want it and not, oh, I want it there, but it's gone to the cage because I hit it too hard.
Yeah, you're listening, Simon. Jorge's talking about you right now.
And this is where my games play or my game style is that I'm finding the gaps, finding the angles, get my opponents moving, and then we can punish. I'm not really a strong player like I'm going to get that biggest smash and kick out of the corner that. Sometimes, yes, I can do and it happens, but it's not my gameplay.
Yeah, it's not tennis, this is it.
No, exactly.
I love that, just like knocking to the right and then you know it's going to come back and then it's a little chiquita, it's going to knock up and then you're down and then you reset and it's just this beautiful chess dance game going on and can I get 3 steps ahead in my head and do that? Because I can see you doing it. I'm like, oh my God, it's good that.
And to be honest, and this is what I'm trying to kind of like give to my students. Like, right, it's not just at certain point on your journey, it's not going to be getting the ball over anymore. Like you need to play with a purpose. Like if I'm playing that chiquita, I know there is 2 or 3 different outcomes from that ball. Yeah. So I need to approach it. If the ball goes up, then I can cross it to the middle or just finish it. If it's too high, then I can hit it with power and try the smash. Or they cross it over, then I need to trust my partner to get that ball. Because at the end of the day, we need to remember, to me, paddle is an individual sport, but playing as partners. So you always play with someone else. So it doesn't matter how good you're playing or how much tactics you know, if your partner is not there to help you out, it's going to be a really, really tough match and probably a loss game. So you need to have that kind of like confidence in your partner and trust in your partner that he will help you out.
When you're first starting out, is it important to play with the same person, or would you say when you're first starting out, play with as many people as you can, get to a point and then start playing with the same person?
Yes, to me, for example, when people come to me and say, like, oh, I play 10 games and I'm looking for a partner to always play together, That's the wrong way to approach it. You want to be confident playing with anyone so you can build yourself as a player as well, because you don't play the same like Simon or like Will or like Gas or myself. We all have different game styles. And then if you can read that and adapt your movement and your patterns to what your partner is doing, you will complement better with anyone. And that later down the line will be a huge, huge advantage, because not only do you will be able to pair up with anyone, you can read other players better as well. So you want to try and achieve that kind of like thing. Obviously at one point or a certain point where like I'm confident now, like I play consistently with pretty much anyone, you do want to have someone who can complement you better, and then you can improve together to be more competitive. But at the beginning, I recommend the socials to play with as many people as you can to develop that, not just with, but against as well.
Yeah, the socials on a Wednesday and a Thursday, mate, at 7 o'clock, you know, it really started my game off that. And you're playing with so many different people and you're just getting used to it, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's a great way to start off.
I love it that, because like you mentioned, you got really young people.
Yeah.
Don't like to say really old people, but more experienced people.
Yeah.
People who I had people that came to the socials, they never played paddle before. Yeah. And to me, like seeing them, okay, yeah, they might struggle the first half an hour, then they start rallying, and you see that light on their faces, like, fucking hell, I managed to get 4 or 5 balls over. That's huge.
That's how we started, it's how Will started, it's how Gal started.
Exactly.
You know, and then next thing you know, it's just like, wow, right.
Playing 6-7 times a week.
Yeah, it's not good, that, is it really?
Well, you need to take care of the body. Yeah,
yeah,
that's a really long conversation. I'm telling everyone lately, like, people need to start taking care of the body, because even when you don't realise it, paddle is a really physical sport.
Oh yeah, I've still got paddle arm. I don't think I've ever lost paddle arm. It's still there.
And that's it, like the vibration of the racket, the miss hitting of the ball, the hitting so much, the running.
Yeah.
Physically, you get drained, and then you getting lazy and getting late to those balls, and all those things takes a toll on your body. And I'm starting to see a lot of people getting injuries, because especially people that come with no background with sports, like mid-30s, mid-40s, that they've been on the couch or on the pub for like the last 5-10 years, and all of a sudden they discover paddle and they love it, and they come in and playing 6, 7, 10 times a week, hours. That's a lot of stress on your body, and I've seen like injuries, elbows, wrists, calves. Probably the last month I've seen maybe 7 or 8 people popping calves, going like
calves
popping. So that's something that people need to be conscious about and need to be careful. Don't overdo it, because it's better to take 2 or 3 days off when you're feeling that niggle or that something is not quite right. Go and see a physio or whatever. Recover and then come back. Then I just push through it, and then having a bigger injury and being out for like 3, 4, 5 months.
It's a problem when it's addictive though.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I'm not talking, I know I'm saying it out, but it is addictive.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people need to be a bit careful with it as well, because it can.
It messes with your head as well.
Yeah.
It does. And this is something like...
It's just, I think it's the competitive... Like when I used to play football back in the day, the competitive side of it, that hit that you get of the competitive side is really, really addictive.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And this is where, like, you can have it both ways. Like, you can have competitive games, or, like, what I love the most is the friendly games or the socials, where you're not losing anything, because, again, people...
But you don't give me the same hit, Jorge.
I know, but...
I know.
This is where...
I need to be really conscious of this, because I know I've got an addictive personality, and I need to be very, very conscious of it. And a lot of, mental health wise, and it is good for your mental health and your physical, but people need to be really aware of the addictiveness of it.
Yeah.
It can take over your life.
It can be toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
don't think anybody's talking about this, actually.
And I don't think I ever had this conversation with anyone. And it's something that you're right. People need to be aware of that side of things. And it's funny you mentioned this, because I have seen a lot of TikToks or Instagram reels and all these, where people from London, they're like making like a joke, like, the addiction has come on different reasons. I slept 4 hours, but I'm here at 6 a.m. to play my next game. That becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Like when you sacrificing your rest and your like recovery for, I'm going to get another game today. Obviously, physically, mentally gets a toll. Obviously, financially, it is not a cheaper sport. It becomes really, really expensive. Especially, I have this conversation with a couple of people where I pay always with my credit card, and it's like £900 gone this month. Like, well, people need to be careful, because if you're not are conscious of how much you're spending or how much you're playing, financially it could take a toll. But obviously, the most important side is like what you mentioned, that mental health. When you get obsessed with I need to win that next game, or I'm going to get another game to get my scores up, that becomes a bit toxic, and people need to be aware of that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's talking about that. Yeah. Because it's healthy and everybody's getting fit and stuff like that. People are like, no, this is a line of cocaine. There's a hit that you get in that will give you the same feeling as that hit on a line. And I've felt both sides of it. I'm like, this is very similar to what I used to do when I used to go out. Like, so people just need to be aware of it. Talk to me about Jorge 4.5, how he got to 4.5, and where do you see what are some of your goals?
So, for example, 4.5. So, a lot of people, rating wise, they'd like, I want to get 4 plus, or 4.5, 5. Yeah, it's just a number. So, what we need to be aware is right. If you want to get to that point, obviously your shot selection, fitness, it gets to a point where everyone has good hands, everyone has good shots, good overheads. They read the game well. They can create tactics and get things like that. And this is what I always say, positioning is key.
Yeah.
At a certain level, you're going to have to be quicker. You're going to need to be faster to get to those balls with enough time to make the good decision or the right decision and hit the right shot. So once you get to those higher levels, it's no longer a case of I got good shots. It's a whole package. You need to be focused. You need to learn and to know what you are developing tactic-wise, like what patterns of shots you are developing. Like I've seen improvements with yourself where we're having that backlash shot and we know we open an angle there. We're going with the Chiquita and it's really, really good.
Yeah.
The next level is that Chiquita becomes more accurate, more lower, but then we push the gap,
knowing that
for
it's going to come up.
Exactly.
Right.
That's where you
That's
see the
chess
biggest
moves.
difference. Exactly. And all these things is even simple things like I'm at the back of the court, I'm defending. I'm not doing anything other than defending until I get that shot where, it's not going to be the winning shot, but with that ball, I can create pressure on my opponents at the net that give me the next ball to be able to send them back and take the net.
Right.
All those little things is patience. People don't have patience.
Yeah.
They want to
they want to kill the point straight off, don't they?
And this is something that you work on. You need to be comfortable to hit 5, 10, 15, 20 balls at the back of the court.
Yeah.
To then, this is my opportunity. This is the chance to send them back, take the net, build a point, and finish. That's another thing that you will realize at the higher levels. Taking the net doesn't mean you're winning the point. It's just taking the net. From there, you keep building until you can finish. A lot of mid-levels, I see a lot of 3s, 3.5, they send the opponent back, and the first ball that they come over, because we took the net, now we finish it. And then they ended up making the mistake in there because they rushed too much. So you take in the net, you keep building, keep moving your opponents, create the opportunities until you can finish. If you lose the net, don't drop your head. Come on.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. You get sent back, keep building, send your opponents back up, take the net again. That's the aim of the game. And the more times you can do that, and the sooner you realize that it's not about finishing quick, but building until you can finish. And a lot of the times, maybe not so much at the higher levels. With you just keeping the ball going over, building pressure into one of your opponents or creating gaps, middle, corner, middle, they will get to a point where like they will make the mistake. Maybe not as in losing the point, but choosing the wrong shot and then giving you an opportunity to finish. And that's what you need to wait for. That's what you need to be patient for. Again, this is where at a higher level, when you have the opportunity, you need to finish. Otherwise, your opponents will take advantage of, oh, he didn't finish, now we keep putting pressure on them, we're going to finish it. Right. The tournament was a prime example. I had a couple of my students there. Yeah. And I think it probably was you, like, I was saying, like, oh, he should have finished that ball. Yeah. And then 3 shots later, because he didn't finish it, they back into the defense position under pressure, choose the wrong shot, lost the point. Yeah. So at the higher level, when you're playing with higher level players, when you have the opportunity to finish, you have to finish. Otherwise, you get punished after.
How much pressure was on you at doing that tournament? Because obviously you've coached quite a lot of people in that tournament.
Yeah, I had probably like seven players there.
How much pressure did you put on yourself? How does Jorge work in them scenarios?
I struggle a lot mentally, even when I got to like big tournaments or somewhere that I know I have to perform and I have to win in order to get to like the next round or get to quarters, semis, finals or finals, whatever. Mentally, I struggle. I don't know. It's like a barrier where I just can't play freely. Like I get stressed. I get like my arms get short and I cannot play freely. I'm trying to work on that, and I'm trying to join some tournaments this year on the LTA or whatever to try and develop that side of things, because I feel like I'm still having a lot of room to improve on that and on my game as well. But mentally is where I found I struggled the most. In that particular tournament, I didn't want to join because I knew on my home club with a lot of people that knew me, and before that, I was already being told like, oh, are you going to join? Because you will be the favourite and all this. That kind of pressure is insane. And then obviously my mate Kyle...
It's not good for you, that though.
No. I struggle a lot with that.
I know, but when you're going into the tournaments, because the pressure that was
and this is what I trying to work on. Like,
but you couldn't tell. You probably internalised it, like, but you couldn't tell from the outside, mate. Because you were flowing at points.
I think, well, obviously, again, big shout to Kyle, my mate, because he really helped me.
Yeah, nice lad, him, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a really good lad. Like, he has become. We only know each other for probably like 18 months, 2 years.
Just met through Padel again.
Yeah, and then I've got a big group of people from Manchester. We all came together through Padel, and we played socials on the weekends, and we kind of like became really good mates and kind of like a family through Padel, and it's really, really good. But yeah, in that tournament, like, I was there, and even on the first rounds, I remember walking onto one of the courts and went past to like next to a group of lads, like they were just whispering, "Oh, this is the court! Like, look at how good it's like. It's going to destroy these guys and all these." And I'm walking onto the court thinking, like, what if I mess it up here? What if I cannot perform as I'm supposed to here? And then the first match, I was trying so hard to just play simple, just keep things going. And then at some point I was like, right, we just need to try and get going, like just get things the way they're supposed to, like play your shots, play your angles. If you win, you win. If you lose, you lose. It's just a game. Like,
just kind of play the ball, not the tournament.
Exactly. Just play that match and then forget about everything else. And it was hard. It was really hard, especially going into the finals, because the finals that were there, the two lads, I know him, and I coached them both.
Right, yeah. They're good players, them two, weren't they?
Yeah, they've really decent. They come a long way. Like they have improved massively. And then on my head was like, right, everyone expects us to win, because obviously, the coaches on the finals, like that's it. Like they're the strong pair, really. And then when we get going on the first set, like, it was hard as well, because from the semi-finals or the quarterfinals to the semis or whatever, like that change, we had a break where we stopped for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So by the time we got told, right, do you go on court again? Like,
You have to.
I was done
mentally and what's it physically.
Yeah. And the call, like, your muscles after I think like 2 or 3 games, like, do you get back on and you relax and your whole body just shut down, like I couldn't keep going on that first set. I struggled so much. And then we lost that first set. And I remember I told Kyle, like, you're going to have to carry me here because I cannot get on the game. Like, mentally, I couldn't get more than 2 or 3 balls. And he said, like, right, don't worry, just play your game, get the ball over, that's it.
That's a good part of that, isn't it?
Yeah. And at any point, he put any pressure on me. Like, it was like, listen, that's what it is. And then he started struggling mentally because probably he had to take the lead and get us through it. And then when we won the second set, I said to him, right, listen, whatever happened here, I don't want to go out halfway. Like, I don't want to, like, be safe. Like, we're going to play our game. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to take the lead off the match and we're going to win it. I don't want to go out of the court feeling like we didn't want it, they throw it away kind of thing. So I said to him, like, listen, we're not playing safe anymore. We're going all out. Like, we're getting into a tie break.
I was not edging my seat, mate, honestly, watching it. It was amazing.
And it was great. Like, at that point, like, it was at the end. I said to him, like, listen, you go for these matches, kick it out of the court, whatever you want. I don't care. We're going to play our game and we are aggressive and we're going to dominate this. And it was a big change. Like, we felt like, yes, we always were one step ahead. Even though the score were, like, quite close, I felt like, right, this is how we play. This is what we do. We create the gaps, we get, and then we punish. Yeah. And that's what I needed to happen, really. And then when I finished, I felt good. And then that pressure kind of like went away. But it was a really, really good experience, but a tough experience.
Yeah.
But that's what I need, really.
The mental game, mate, it's just like, innit?
Yeah.
Just that, I think that's all part of your sort of addiction side of it. You go into it kind of, am I going to lose? I mean, you've got that feeling, you know, can I control my emotions? You know, there's parts of it I'm getting triggered so much.
Yes.
That little Tim's coming up having words with me, oh, you're not good enough, Tim, I don't think you can do this. I'm just like, oh my God, what the hell is happening to me?
I know.
And you'd like, just face the glass.
Reset,
have a few breathers, like, and you're just like, wow, I can't believe this. It's like my nerves are getting the better of me. I'm like 51-year-old and my nerves are getting the better of me. I'm like, wow, I've not had this feeling for such a long time, and I keep wanting to carry on doing that.
It's funny you said that because I spoke with someone a couple of weeks ago when he said, like, yeah, but everyone can, like, get to a point where, like, it's good enough to jump onto that next level. So, like, not everyone has the talent to get higher up. And when you do have that talent, it's the mental side of things. And that's why, like, when you get into, like, the professionals, they all have psychologists and they all have help. Because the pressure, yes, you're good, you got great shots, you're super fit and all this, but mentally, knowing how to deal with those emotions and those situations is key. Because at any point, but especially when you get to a professional, throwing 2 or 3 games will mean a championship or title or whatever. But as well, for us, a win or lose a match is what it is. But at those levels, it's really important. But then it happens to everyone, like club level, national level, professional, international level. The nerves and that stress is real, and that's learning how to do that. And some people hit them. Well, I hit myself on the leg with the racket. Like, right, come, okay, chill out, come back, like, reset. You got this. Like, everyone have the thing. Like, I said to people, like, a lot of the time when I'm feeling like I'm getting way too stressed, like, okay, just walk back and forth, count to 10, deep breaths, get yourself grounded, go again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you need to find something to make sure you can come back from that. Because otherwise you get onto a really bad buckle.
When you really start internalising it, like, you know, like 2 games, 3 games, and you're like, oh my God, I can't even turn this back around.
I actually had a mate, again, I play a lot through paddle, and I know he struggles a lot with that. And when he's playing bad, it gets to a point where like he just loses his shit. Like he broke one of his toes because he kicked the glass.
Really?
Yeah, and he lost his shit. And a few times where like we finish the game, he just storms out, grabs his back, and just walls out because he knows he's going to explode. And you need to learn to control those things because it's not healthy. Like,
that's not healthy.
At the end of the day, it's a game. Like, yes, you lose a game, you lost 0.1, 0.0, whatever on your score. You're human.
I think it's. I don't know if people these days is the kind of listen. I'm sort of like attributing to it a little bit like a church at the minute, paddle, and people are going because they got faith and hope. And if you attach your identity to that, and you attach your identity to losing, that's where you start really losing your shit.
Yeah,
doesn't it?
And to me, for example, and I want to see kind of like both areas. I want to see the competitive side growing because I think it's really important, especially like at a grassroots, having the kids to get into the sport, not necessarily to compete, but to grow the platform and to grow the sport is key. And we're developing that in Blackpool a lot. But the social side of things, like you go to any club in Spain and people don't really play because of win, they play because they love the sport and they want that social life. We're playing together and we enjoy, we're keeping fit. And there is nothing like, we're going to play a match together. The losers pays for the coffees after the game. That's all you're losing, a couple of quid for the coffee. It's not that pressure like your scores or whatever. They just love the game and love to improve and socialise after. And I want to see more of that around. Like getting people to like just play for the fun of it. Because again, I think it's really beneficial mentally to not have that pressure, physically to do sport, and then obviously your mental health, having that interaction with a lot of the times 3 other strangers, because you might never met them before, and then just get to know people. Yeah. So I want to see more of that.
Yeah, I think people need to learn how to lose.
Yeah. People are too competitive. Not everyone, but a lot of people are too competitive. They don't want to lose. And there is nothing wrong with that if it doesn't get to a point where like...
You're breaking your toe by kicking glass.
For example.
Yeah. What are your goals then? You know, are you looking to do more tournaments this year? What is it? Because it's like, I've not talked about your personal brand before and kind of, you know, getting Jorge Beltran's name out there, but I've seen, and I know you've not done it on purpose and it's not you as a person, but I know winning that tournament, what that did for the Jorge Beltran brand, because I was listening to people around. You know, and he was expected to win. He was like, he's actually a really good coach. And everybody, your reputation, mate, within there is, honestly, everybody has got such high regard of you. You know, but what is that next play for you? What would you like that to be?
So, to me, for example, right now, we need to make a distinction. Like, it is really difficult to be a coach and to be a high-level player. Yeah. If you do a lot of coaching, because you develop this kind of like, right, I need to just give you enough that you are challenged, but not so much where you get frustrated because you're losing every point. And then if you translate that to your player side of things, you cannot have that kind of like feeling. You need to go to kill the point. You need to make sure you punish your opponents to win the games, the match, tournaments, whatever it is. So it's really difficult to like spend so many hours coaching and then trying to go and be aggressive on court and exploit the low side of your opponents, if that makes sense, the weaknesses. But to me, for example, I want to grow kind of like, not just like my personal coaching side of things, but kind of like the academy, bring more different areas of coaching into the club, and I'm working in a few different things that I'm hoping to develop within the next couple of months. But then as a player, I need to get more training in. I can feel, especially the past 2 to 3 months, I'm not training off, I'm not playing off to get better. Kind of like on that point where like, okay, I'm good enough, I'm decent, but I need more time on court and having someone to train to get better. So I need to focus a little bit more on that. Like I mentioned, I want to do a few more tournaments, and there is a couple of things on the pipeline with a couple of decent players that they asked me like, do you want to play some tournaments? And I was a bit on the fence with that because I know how much I struggle, and having the feeling of like, oh, I'm gonna let them down if I don't perform is my first thought when someone asks me, oh, do you fancy playing this tournament in Leeds or this tournament in Edinburgh or whatever? I'm like, it's a big responsibility to get someone drag all the way to Leeds or wherever we're going and then don't perform well. But I feel like I need to put myself there to make sure I can challenge myself. As a coach, well, I'm trying to dial it down a little bit and having a bit more free time because I want to develop a bit more of like a academy thing where every week we're going to have, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours a week and people can come and we're going to focus on tactics, we're going to focus on overheads, we're going to focus on net play, all that kind of stuff. Where I think, yes, as a private coaching, I got a lot of people that come and each individual wants to train something different. And that's what is good about private coaching. Like you can go in and like, I need to work on my volleys, so we work on volleys. I can't hit the overheads, right? Let's see, contact point, timing, rotation, positioning, all that kind of stuff. But I think overall, having something to say, right, every Wednesday or every Friday at 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have an hour where I know we're going to have 4 players and we're going to work week in and week out on different aspects and see that progression, work on the tactics, work on, right, what do we do on this defense on the corner, what the options are, what we can develop there, and then build things over time to make you a better player. And you see that a lot in Spain. Like most of the clubs have their own academy where like people will coach, will train every week on different things. And then this week, okay, we're going to focus on bodies. We're going to focus on transition shots. We're going to focus on pressure at the back, like make sure we are comfortable building the points from the back. We're going to focus on what is the aim of that overhead down the middle, the bandeja to the glass, like all those kind of things that people kind of like, sometimes they play, sometimes they know what to do, but sometimes they have no clue. They're just hitting the ball and see what happens. And that is the kind of thing like I want to try and develop a bit more. So that's kind of like the plans I have for the near future.
Is it just Padel Academy or is it a Jorge Beltran Academy?
So I want to develop it through the club, and I'm going to have club sessions where it's going to be on Platonic and people can join. I will probably put like 8 sessions for the month, like maybe 7 o'clock on a Saturday and 8 o'clock. On a Friday, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. for the whole 4 weeks of the month. And then people can come, enjoy those sessions and see that progression. Like we're going to work week 1, we're going to work everything to do with volleys, everything to do with overhands the second week, right, so everything to do with like defense and that kind of stuff. And
signs up, build up. We're done. Them signed. Tell me when it is. I'll sign all these up.
Yeah. So yeah, look on that in the future because that's something I'm developing now.
Yeah.
Again, in the background there is a lot of hours. I've got a lot of things that I'm trying to put together because to me, I don't like to do things halfway. I want to give something that is valuable and something that is well put together. Like if you come on call and we're going to work on this, I want you to like, do you know what? Yes, I feel like I know a lot. Like I get a lot out of that hour. Again, I'm saying I'm not a PT by a long shot, but I'm spending a lot of time at the moment to see a lot of coaches, to see a lot of videos, to develop a lot of things related to physical side of things, to fitness side of things. And I want to put a class where maybe 45 minutes where you can come and we're going to work on court on a specific drills, footwork,
mobility is the one,
fitness,
isn't it?
Exactly. All those kind of things where people don't think they are as important, but without that, you cannot get to that next level.
Yeah, that rotation play.
Yeah.
Innit?
Learning to step back quickly. Gas is a prime example where his overheads have improved massively.
Yeah, massive,
it's a really good total. We work really hard on that, and he has put a lot of graft onto it.
Yeah.
But he's on that point where a lot of the times on those lobs, is getting a bit too late and then overhitting him. So we need to work on that leg mobility to make sure I can get quick behind that ball. Footwork, and then that contact point will be a lot better. That is the kind of thing that I want to develop as well. So I'm working to develop something like that for the academy too. So it's a lot
we're very grateful to have you in our life, mate, honestly.
Oh,
I know I messaged you before and I said it, but honestly, it's incredible.
I appreciate it.
You've really... I love the game, but you've made me appreciate the game. And you know what I mean, the chess moves and stuff like that, and your passion for it. And I'm sure everybody says the same, and I've heard people say it, but it's important for you to really take that on as well, mate. Because
I do.
Yeah.
And I keep saying it, I'm really, really grateful, and I've never been kind of like a show guy. I don't know what people see in me or whatever, but every time people say that kind of stuff, I feel a bit shy and I'm just me. But I really, really take it. Believe me, because I know I work really, really hard to try and give people quality stuff. And when people give me the feedback, I feel really, really proud because I can tell that I'm giving people what I feel for the game. They getting that, and it's really, really good. And that to me, that's more important than anything else. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to become millionaire coaching paddle. It's not going to happen. So I just want to make sure I can give enough for people that they enjoy it.
I think that's the thing, mate. I think it does bring up people a lot of joy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You can see it on people's faces. Yeah. Right.
To me, seeing the development of the players, from we're struggling to hit these balls, blah, 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 to we're not only hitting those balls, we're creating the opportunity. We know after this comes that, and then we're following through with these other things. Seeing that development, you and Simon are the prime example. I've seen you multiple times a week. And week by week, you can see that development. It's so good.
It's so good. I know it sounds a little bit weird, but I'll do a shot and I'll look over, you watch it, I'm like, oh, did you see that? Did you see that? Do you know what I mean? That's part of the relationship that we've built up, mate. And I fucking love it, honestly. Simon's the same, Will's the same, Gaz is the same. It's fucking mate.
And that's the thing, so many people, someone mentioned to me the other day, it was a comment, you don't realise as a coach how many lives you're touching.
You're impacting,
and you're impacting a lot of people. And then I said, I never look at it that way, but then also it's a big responsibility. And this is where I'm a bit afraid to say this, but there is too many coaches out there that I struggle to see how can you be out there and say I'm a coach and I'm coaching people when I'm seeing you coaching is shocking. So
it's hard, mate, just from my point of view, there's other people doing kind of what we're doing and I'm like that, but you can't focus on that. All you can do is focus on yourself.
Yes. Raise
your own frequency and then let everybody come with you at the same time. Yeah. So, mate, there is a frequency that you admit, mate, that it's light. It is pure light that people just get drawn to. Just fucking carry on being yourself, mate.
Thank you.
Just paddle Bolton, just paddle Blackpool, just paddle Preston.
And more coming.
There are
more coming.
And then on Instagram, you are Jorge Beltran. That's not George. For anybody listening, he's not called George. It's called Jorge, but it's spelled Jorge Beltran on Instagram. Follow George. follow Jorge. He's the best.
Thank you.
Okay, mate, grateful. Thank you for coming on.
No, thank you for the opportunity.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Goodbye.
Tim Marner, what, you're branding with the best. Tim Marner, what, you're branding with the best. Tim Marner, what, you're branding with the best. Tim Marner, what, you're branding with the best.